Hello, it's Wayne Wallace here, and I've got something exciting to show you. I just finished a 4-day workshop on using Claude Code, and I've been using Claude Code for several months now, but I've been doing it the hard way. And in this workshop, I learned the right way to use it. So now I have a team of AI agents, autonomous agents, that I can give a description of a software product that I want, and they'll go off and code it, and then they'll come back with a finished product. So I did that today. I developed an app that's for coaches. So let me share my screen. So if you're a coach and you would like to try out my app and help me develop it, then I'm looking for coaches to participate in my program. It's free. You just have to use it and give me your feedback. So I'm going to initiate a session over here with the software. Oh, not that. There we go. So the coach would come in here and initiate the software with a password. And then what's going to happen is it's going to give you a recovery phrase. It's highly recommended that you write this recovery phrase down on a piece of paper and store it somewhere safe. Because if you lose your password and you lose your recovery phrase, then all the data that's stored in here is gone. Because this data is encrypted and nobody can get into it if you don't have the password. Because one of the issues is coaches deal with a lot of sensitive data. So I wanted to make my app totally encrypted, and the data is stored on your phone. So if you lose your phone, then you're SOL. But I'm going to come up with some options where you can back up that data. Right now, that feature doesn't exist. So you would write this down, and then you would say, "Yes, I have secured the recovery phrase," and then you would say, "I'm a coach," and now you're in your software. Now you can use this on the phone. That's why it's very small. And later I'll make it expand, for the website. But for now, it's just a little small screen. And you want to add a client. So let's say we're going to add a client, and we'll call him John. Okay. And then down here, we'll put his phone number, and we'll just put 555 1212. And we need a area code. And then the email, I'll just put me@me.com, and then I'll add the client. So normally you would put real data in there, and then you would um, SMS or email the client a link. But in this case, I'm just going to take this link and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to bring it over here and I'm going to paste it. So when the client gets his link, this is a special link with a special token. So now the client is invited to put in their password. And then they would get a recovery phrase as well. So now the client is logged in. They haven't had any sessions yet, but they can also send updates to the coach. So I'm just going to say, I'm in. So now when I refresh this page over here, it's going to show. So let me go back to the main page and then come back in. So it says here, I'm in. Now later on, I'll make it update automatically, but for right now, you have to leave this page. So this information is not stored on the web in the cloud. It's sent directly to the coach. And then when the coach sends data to the client, it's sent directly to the client. There's no middleman, and it's all encrypted in travel. Now, if you're a coach and you're on the go and you want to add a different device, maybe you have a laptop and a desktop and a phone, you can add your devices here. Same with the client. If you want to add extra devices, you can do that. So let's say we're going to have a session, okay? So I'm going to type new session or click on new session. And then I'm going to go copy a transcript. So this is just a transcript I have from one of my calls that I've done in the past. And I'm going to paste it in here. And then I'm going to hit generate summaries. So now it's taking that transcript and using AI to generate a summary of that call. And then it's also going to create an action plan. So here's an action plan right here. Okay. So I'm going to save this session. And now over here, if I refresh this page and I log back in, now the client's going to see session summary and the action plan. Okay. And it was sent directly over to them. So now I can say, I got it and I will work on my action items. And then I can send an update. Okay. So I need to make this so it collapses later. Right now it doesn't collapse. So let me just refresh that. And then let's come back over here and leave that and then come back in. And now you can see here, I got it and I'll work on my action items. Now, let's say I wanted to leave myself a private note about this client. I could say, John is eager to work on his action items. And then I can add that. Now, that's a private note. So if I come back in over here as the client, I'm not going to see that private note. Okay. And it's not down here in the show. So that's a private note just for the coach. So later on, I'll have um, multiple sessions in here. Let's just see what happens because I haven't tried that yet. So let's do another session, and I'm going to add just part of this. I'll just add a small part, and then I will generate a summary. Okay, so it's created the summary and then an action plan. And I'm going to save this session. So now I'm going to go back over here and enter this PIN number. So now this is session number 2, and then the action plan for session number 2. So I'm going to make it so all these collapse because if you have a whole bunch of sessions, then you don't want them all open like that. So I'll make them collapse like this one over here, where you have a view button. So you can just open up that session and look at it, and then you can go back to the main part. And then there's a delete button. So if I want to delete this client, I can, and then erase their data. So this app is designed mainly around security. So coaches can guarantee that the data that they're keeping about their clients is secure, and the clients feel better. They feel safe that their data is not being, put into the chat GPT cloud or the the Claude cloud and being used to train the AI, because people are very concerned about that. So that's my main focus, is to keep the data secure, keep it on the device. And then if you have multiple devices, then you can sync it with your multiple devices. That way, if you lose your phone, the data is always in sync between your devices. So if you have a phone and a laptop and a desktop, the data is always in sync. And then I'll be adding lots of features. Like I want to add a feature about recording either voice calls or video calls. And then I can capture that transcript right on the spot. Right, for now, you'd have to use, some other transcript like a Zoom transcript or an audio recording transcript. But one of my next features I want to add is the ability for you to record directly right inside the app, because then the data is not going anywhere. It's staying right inside the app. So if you would like to try out this app, then get in touch with me. You can email me at wayne@waynewallace.com, and I would love to have you as a beta tester of my app. And you can give me feedback on what kind of features you would like to see. Thank you for watching. And if you need a custom app other than this, then you can always get in touch with me as well, and we can work on your custom app. Thank you.